Folks, envision for just a few moments that you're on my flight. We've been flying from Atlanta, Georgia, up to New York's LaGuardia Airport, and we're coming in to land. And from your window seat, you've been taking in a spectacular view of the city lights. Up front in the cockpit, I got a pretty good window seat myself. Kind of comes with the job. And I've been enjoying that same view because the co-pilot's flying tonight, and he's doing an excellent job. The air traffic controller gives us a turn to our final approach course, and as we roll out, the co-pilot is, as we say in the aviation business, in the slot. As we approach 1,000 feet above the ground, I reach over and check that the landing gear lever is down. Everything looks good, and we are bringing it on in. At 500 feet above the ground, I get an uneasy sense. I don't know why, but something doesn't feel quite right. I'm on the edge of my seat now, and I'm looking at that runway real hard. At 200 feet, everything's the same. At 100 feet, I see the outline. Go around, I yell. And the co-pilot's training kicks in as he jams the throttles to full power and pulls back on the yoke. What's wrong? What's happening? He says. As he begins to break the descent, starts a shallow climb, he looks over to the right. Oh my God, he says. We're climbing now, and I reach over and retract the gear. Then I key the mic, call the tower. LaGuardia, Delta 580 is on a go-around because there's a business jet on the runway right in our landing zone. Total silence. And after a few moments, the controller comes back. My bad, Delta. My fault. Back in the cabin, you think, as you look out the window, I wonder why they had to go around. And then you go back to reading your book. Folks, I got to tell you, that was one of the most exciting 30 seconds in my entire aviation career. That night, because of what we call situational awareness, we sensed and we felt a problem before we ever even saw it. And then because of training and habit and working together as a trusted team, we averted a disaster by executing that go-around with excellence. Folks, the data clearly shows that operational excellence is critical in business today. And it doesn't matter what segment. Aviation, yes, but it could be construction or manufacturing as well. And even on the services side, food services, hospitality, or financial services too. And in every instance where there's been a failure in operational excellence, it usually has a negative effect on the bottom line. Take the example of Equifax, a failure in operational excellence that has affected probably everybody in this room. The company lost $4 billion in market cap. The CEO lost his job. That night at LaGuardia, we saved Delta Airlines millions and millions of dollars. $80 million just with the cost of the jet, and millions more in legal and litigation costs. We saved Delta Airlines from reputational damage, cost maybe incalculable. But we kept Delta off the front page of the newspapers or CNN headline news. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, because of operational excellence, if you were on that flight with us that night, we probably saved your life. The great Greek philosopher Aristotle lived centuries and centuries ago, but he's got a fantastic quote on excellence that is timeless, right on point, and particularly relevant today. He said, excellence is an art built on training and habituation because we are what we continually do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Folks, our excellence in performing that go-around that night was not an act, but the result of training and habit. Well, we all have excellence in us. The problem is we're not programmed to strive for excellence because it's human nature to take the easy way out. Many, if not most people, have never been exposed to a culture of excellence. Now, that doesn't make them bad people. It just means that they're uninformed or unaware. I learned a long time ago as a cadet at the United States Air Force Academy that excellence is indeed a combination of training and habit. And that's both the message I bring in my speeches and the process I use in my coaching and consulting to businesses, organizations, and a select few individuals who really want to fly to a different flight level, a level of exceptionalism, a level of excellence.
Perfect.
And while we each have our own individual stories, yet we're all connected as a group, because what brings us together and what binds us are our common experiences. Now, the most obvious, of course, is getting through this institution in 4 years, right? Or in your case, 3.5, but I'm cautiously optimistic. And while things have certainly changed over the years because time moves on, and that's the very definition of change, yet because of heritage and tradition and fundamentally who we are, many things remain the same. Folks still taking Aero and Astro, right? Still standing Sammys and marching in parades? And by show of hands, how many of you have ever pulled an all-nighter studying for GRs, getting your room together for an inspection, or trying to get a project due, right? Hey, so I'm 44 years ahead of you, and I've been there and done all that too. But what really connects us and distinguishes us from every other university in the country is the focus we have on our core values. Tell you what, let's say them together. Integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. You see, our core values are our underpinning. They are our foundation. They are the things that separate us from others who accept being average and take us to a higher plane of living a life of exceptionalism.
Absolutely phenomenal, inspiring speaker. Brings you out of your seat, gets you in a process of thinking, and makes you want to do more and be a better person.
It was an unbelievable speech, very inspirational.
And he did a wonderful, masterful job this evening.
I really appreciate the inspiration, the speech.
Never have I seen such a presentation. He talked about his experiences with passion, with gusto. T was well prepared, perhaps better prepared than any speech I had ever seen. He delivered it with perfection, and this is a hallmark of how he carries himself as a presenter and as a leader here at the Air Force Academy.
Finally, understand that the principles of building a culture of excellence are timeless. They are as relevant today as they were a decade ago, a generation ago, or even back to the very days of Aristotle. And I've been around this business for a while, and I've been enmeshed in these principles of excellence because of my parents, literally since I've been a child. Because these fundamental bedrock principles are timeless, speeches I've given more than a decade ago are still relevant and ring true today. But let me just emphasize the importance of determination right quick, because it's something that we all intuitively have, that ability to be stubborn. You just got to channel it in the right direction. You see, determination is that mental toughness, that stick-to-itiveness, that going the extra mile when you'd really rather not, that being professional at what you do, even when you're having a bad day. Let me ask you a question. If you got on that Delta jet with me, you'd want me to be professional, wouldn't you? Folks, can you imagine going on vacation? You're going down to Aruba. That's the trip that I'm doing this month. We climb out of Hartsfield-Jackson, level off at 37,000 feet out over the ocean. I come on the microphone in my very confident captain's voice, and I say, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain Thompson, and we're going to try to get you down to Aruba tonight. But gotta be honest with you, I'm really not having that great a day. Folks, you wouldn't feel very comfortable sitting in the back of that airplane, would you? You know, it's been said that some people are successful in life because they are destined to be. But I'm here to tell you from personal experience that most people are successful in life because they are determined to be. And if you look around you, history is just full of examples of people who through persistence, perseverance, and sheer determination have changed the world as we know it today.